Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your favorite girl Favor. If this is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel, thank you so much for being here. On this YouTube channel, we learn how to turn void materials into a beautiful piece. So guys, for today we are going to be learning how to cut a 6 pieces bustier blouse with a back princess dart. Now if this sounds like something that you're interested in, without wasting much of your time, let's head to the tutorial proper. So guys, for today's tutorial we are going to be making use of this African print that we are seeing here, and this happens to be 2 yards. Now this 2 yards can work for any body size depending on the sleeve and your round bust measurement. Okay, so now we are going to go straight to getting our basic bodies, but before that we'll come down here and mark ½ inch. This is where we are going to be taking our measurement from. So from this our starting point, I will come down here and then I will mark my breast point, which is 10 inches from our shoulder down to 13 inches, which is our under bust. Still from our shoulder down to 16 inches, which is my waistline. And then the length of the blouse that we are going to be working with today is going to be 22 inches. So I'll mark this down here. So we are going to go ahead and connect these lines together like so. So please go ahead and connect your lines as well. So after this, now we'll label our lines. So here is going to be our shoulder line. This is going to be our breast point. This is our breast point, our under bust, our waistline, and then our full length. Okay, now from this point here, we'll come in by our shoulder divided by 2. Mine is 8 inches. I will mark it down here, and the wideness of the width of the neck we're working with today is 3.5. I will mark it down here. Okay, and then the depth of the neck we are working with today is going to be 3 inches because I do not want this to be low neck. It has to be a high neck. So we'll go ahead and connect these dotted lines. Okay, then from this point where we marked our shoulder divided by 2, we'll come down by 1 inch. Now this 1 inch is going to be 7 as our shoulder slope, and we'll go ahead and connect it as well. Okay, now we're going to get our armhole depth. So from that where we have our shoulder line, I will come down by my round bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inch seaming allowance, and mine gave me 7.5, which is going to be 7 as our shoulder depth. We'll mark that. Okay, so just to see confirm, I have 8 inches here. After marking it down, we'll go ahead and connect the lines like so and label this our chest line. Now from this point here, we'll divide this our armhole depth by 2. Can you see the way I'm dividing it? Now we'll mark it down here. This is where we've divided. From where we've divided, from here we'll come in by ½ inch. This is going to be 7 as our armhole curve. So we'll connect our ruler from this point, draw a straight line like this to meet this point, and then we'll go ahead now and get our round bust circumference divided by 4. Mine gave me 9 inches. We'll mark down here, and then we use this our armhole curve to curve this out like this. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do right now is to get our dart intake. Now my bust span measurement, that is my nipple to nipple measurement, divided by 2 will give us 4 inches. Then I'll add extra ½ inch allowance. So what I have there is 4.5. Then from this our under bust, I will still maintain my 4 inch. Then on my waistline, I will also maintain my 4 inch, and then to the full length. So I will go ahead and connect these lines like so. Okay, can you see what I'm doing here? All right, so after connecting our line now, the next thing we're going to do right now is to come to this our armhole curve like this, and then get the round circumference of this our armhole curve. So we'll use our tape to get the round curve of this armhole like this. So whatever we have, we divide it into 2. Now mine gave me 8 inches. We divide it into 2 using our tape. Then from our shoulder slope down here, I will mark 4 inches, which is 8 divided by 2. Now we're going to use our curve rule and connect it to meet our breast point like so. Can you see? Now guys, we're going to go ahead and take our dart intake. All right, then what I want to explain, that if you're on the bigger size, it's advisable for you to use 2.5 inches for your dart intake, but for me, I'm going to be using 2 inches because I'm not on the busty side. So for my under bust, I will mark 2 inches. My waistline here, I'll mark 2 inches as well, and then my full length here, I'll mark 2 inches. Now we'll go ahead and connect these dotted lines together like so. Okay, so guys, after connecting the lines, now we'll come to this our breast point here and come down by 1 inch. Now why we're coming down by 1 inch is to avoid our breasts being pointy at that point. Okay, so come here now, use our curve rule and just give it a curve just from this point, and then curve it in to meet the 1 inch that we came down by. Okay, then from this our armhole here, will come down by 1.5 inches. This also implies that if you are busty, you can do it 2 inches, but for me, I am not. That is why I'm using 1.5. Now we'll connect that 1.5 that we came down from the armhole and connect it directly to meet our breast point, and then give it a curve. So can you see that it's not too pointy at that point? So we'll go ahead now and get our basic bodies. My round bust divided by 4 will give us 9. I will replace that our dart intake and then add 1.5 inch seaming allowance. Okay, then we'll come down to our under bust here. My under bust circumference is 8 inches. I will mark down here. We'll check what we have for our dart, which is 2 inches. We'll place it, and then we'll add 1.5 inches seaming allowance. I hope you're following. All right, so whatever we have my under bust is the same measurement I have on my waistline. So I will mark my 8 inches still here. Take my dart intake here, which is 2 inches. We'll replace it here like so, and then we'll add 1.5 inches seaming allowance. Okay, now coming down to this full length, we are going to be making use of our hip circumference. Now my hip is 40 divided by 4 will give us 10. We'll mark 10 inches and then replace the dart which intake here, and then add extra 1.5 inches allowance like this. So we'll go ahead and connect these lines together. Okay, so guys, after connecting the line, we'll come to this our armhole curve here and extend, come out by 1/2 inch and extend that our bustier up to that place. Now this is to help us not to run out of fabric when we are joining. Okay, so we are going to go ahead now and eliminate all this side. After that, we'll go ahead and cut through. Please as well pay attention to the areas that I'm cutting out so that you won't miss out on any details. Okay, so just pay attention to the areas I'm cutting out and then go ahead and cut out on your own fabric. All right. So guys, I've gone ahead now to cut out this, and this is what our front bustier looks like. So keep this aside to work on the front pattern. So guys, I've gone ahead now to mark out the basic bodies for this our back pattern. So I will quickly explain to us how I arrive at this. So from this our shoulder, I just came down by 1 inch, which is our shoulder slope, then gave our armhole curve. Then at this our neck width, I still maintain the neck width of 3.5 inches, and then the neck depth I came down by 2 inches. Now this is our zipper allowance, our chest line, breast point. Now you can see there is no underbust because this is the back pattern. There is no underbust, so we have our waistline and our full length. So go ahead now and get our dart intake. Now you can see that I maintained my nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4. I didn't add any extra 1/2 inch allowance to the breast point. So after connecting it, now we'll come up here and then come up by 1 inch at the breast point. We'll come out by 1 inch, and then at this full length we'll come up here by 1 inch. Now at this waistline we'll come in by 1/2 inch and then come out here by 1/2 inch. Now after connecting the 1/2 inch, we'll go ahead and connect these lines together like so. So just pay attention to how I'm drafting at my dart intake. Okay, So after getting our dart intake, the same way we have to check our round armhole circumference is what we are still going to do for this back pattern. So for the back pattern, I still have 4 inches. Okay, then I will go ahead now and extend the line to meet that 1 inch that we came up by. Okay, and then you want to eliminate any sharpness at the edge. So I will mark my round bust divided by 4, which is 9 inches. I will add extra 1.5 inch seaming allowance. I will come to my waistline. I will still have my 8 inches. I will mark. Then I will check the dart intake for this one, which is 1 inch. Replace it and add extra 1.5 inch seaming allowance. And then here we'll also make use of our hip measurement. And then I will add my allowance to it. Okay, so go ahead now and connect these lines like so. Please go ahead and connect your line the same way I'm connecting it, and then we'll just extend it. Now to our zipper allowance. So I want to eliminate any bulginess at the back. So at this neck point here, I will come out by 2 inches and extend our line. Then at this waistline, I will come in by 1 inch, and then at this full length, I will come in by 1.5, 1 inch here, and then 2 inch. I hope you understand. So all I did here is to eliminate any zip bulginess at the back. Okay, so go ahead and remove this. Now we're going to go ahead and cut through. So guys, if you have seen my other tutorial, my previous tutorial on how to draft a bustier, you will notice that this is the easiest way for you to get your back princess dart. This is another method of how you can get your back princess dart. Okay, so you want to kind of pay attention to where I am cutting through and all of that at the same time. So guys, this is what our pattern looks like. Now this is the front pattern and the back pattern all together. Can you see what we have? Now we have both our back princess dart and the front bustier at the same time. So at this center front, I will go ahead and relabel this so that we know where we are going to be placing our modification at. So this is our breast point, and then this is our chest line. Then we'll label this the front pattern. Okay, so guys, I will go ahead now and then we'll go ahead and work on how to modify this to get our 6 pieces bustier. Okay, so I'll keep the back pattern aside so that I'll work on the front pattern. Now this is a pieces of extra paper that I have cut out. Okay, now this pieces is just for us to modify our bustier. Now from this our under bust measurement, where we have our waist measurement, waistline, I will place this paper like so. So just pay attention to this point so that you won't miss out any details. So I'll place it directly under our waistline, and then I will secure it with a pin. Now you can use your sellotape to solo it down there, but I'll be using my pin to secure it down. I'll pin it down here, as well use another pin to pin down on the other side to avoid it moving away. All right, so after pinning it down, now we'll take our tape. Now we'll come down to this point here and then come out by 3 inches at this point. Can you see? So just pay attention. This is straightforward. So we'll come out by 3 inches. I will mark it. Now from that 3 inches, I will just connect it to meet the waistline like so. Can you see what I'm doing here? We'll connect it to meet the waistline like this. Okay, now after connecting it, we'll go ahead now and cut out this excess. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut out the excess at this point like this. Okay, now after cutting out the excess like this, we'll come back to this edge here. So we do not want to leave this sharp edge like this. So from this point here, I will come up by 1.5 inch seaming allowance up here, and then from that 1.5, I will give it a curve into the center front. Now you want to pay attention that I am only placing these extra pieces at the other side, not at the center of this front one. I hope you understand what I just said. Okay, just pay attention and you understand. So I'll keep this aside. Now I have gone ahead to attach the extra paper to this side front. Okay, and then I'll also come out by my 3 inches, extend it to the waistline, and then cut it out, and also extend it to this other side as well. So now you can see that the center side, I'm connecting it, I'm attaching the paper at the both side. okay, and then note that the center front is just one side. Okay, I'll also come in here by our 1.5 inch to eliminate that sharp edge, and then I'll cut out the excess. Now this is the back pattern. Now please pay attention to this back pattern. Let me quickly explain something. Okay, now at this back pattern, you can see that I have it attached at both sides, unlike the front side where I only attach at the side. Now you can see this is because this is the zipper allowance and it has opening at the back. I hope you understand. So whatever we did to the front is what we're going to do to the back pattern as well. The only difference is that we did not attach at the center front, the two sides. That is because it's on fold. Okay, so I'll go ahead and do the same thing for this side back. Connect it and cut out the excess, and do the same thing here. Connect it to the waistline, cut out the excess, and then eliminate the sharp edge by coming up by 1.5 inch allowance. Okay, so please go ahead and place yours. So this is how to modify this particular pattern to give us our 6 pieces bustier. Now this is what the pattern looks like. So you can see that the center front is on one side. All right, so this is what it looks like. So I'm going to take this now, go and transfer it on our fabric, and then I will bring it back for us to see what this looks like. Okay, so please, I'll bring it back. So now I've gone ahead to place this on our fabric, and then this is on fold. So guys, this is all for the cutting of this our first part of this 6 pieces blouse. Okay, on our next tutorial we are going to be joining these pieces together to achieve our blouse. Okay, so guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to click on the subscribe button if you're yet to subscribe on my YouTube channel. Kindly subscribe. Please do not forget to like, comment, and share. And if you have any suggestion of any video you want us to work on, please leave it on the comment section. I will definitely attend to it. And please do not forget to go green. Thank you so much for watching. You would want to turn on your notification bell after you have subscribed so that you'll be notified on our next tutorial where we'll be stitching the other parts. See you guys on my next tutorial. Bye for now.